First hand we're dealt in, 7-9 offsuit in the big blind. I doubt it's going to be a banger. Pretty straightforward fold. King 10 suited in the small blind, reasonable chance I end up playing this hand. Now if somebody raises, I will likely 3-bet them. Against this player, it's maybe a little dicey, and actually I think I'm going to flat. Mostly dicey because their stack size is very short. If they had a full stack, I would have 3-bet them, but the fact that they're loose passive or that they can open limp and the other player can open limp, I think this ends up being a better cold call with the stacks, and I'm just going to fold now. I do have a double backdoor, and if the ace was a spade, that might have been the difference for me to peel. Pocket kings on the button now, and there was a raise in front of me, so they're using full pot size, which is a little bit unusual. I am going to go a little less than pot, which is a little more than 3x. Standard would be like 1050. I think sometimes when people use these larger raise sizes, we can go larger because we can reasonably expect some things. Here I'm thinking about range advantage. We're both going to have queen, queen, jack, jack probably. I think on this board I bet pretty big a lot of the time, like half pot probably. This doesn't feel like one of those third pot with range type deals. I think some ace queen suited they can certainly have. I've got all the aces, kings, queens, jacks, so top two sets. Pocket four seems pretty unlikely for either of us. I don't love having the king of clubs. It's blocking some stuff. Here, I could just try and rip it in, or I can call. I don't think usually I want to be folding this. Exploitatively against a very unimaginative player, I guess that would be fine. I'm going to call and get it in on the turn, which I think will be quite comfortable, especially a turn like that. And if they have top two or one of the top two sets, so be it. Pocket aces seems very unlikely. Let's just put the chips in. They could have done this with a flush draw, maybe a straight draw. I am blocking both of those. I think I pretty much just want to put the money in now, and if they have ace queen, then, you know, we'll get the money in, and I would imagine maybe they just had some random bluff. Like, I have a hard time thinking of what they could have had. King Jack offsuit in the cutoff I am likely to play. I am going to play it. Normally I would go 5x here. I'm going to go 4.5x because of the shorter stack. I'm going to try and remain cognizant of the stack sizes we're looking at. Okay, so this player, I've got some questions about kind of like how they play. That hand was a little odd before, so I feel like we're maybe developing a read. This is a board where I think usually I'm going to half pot or check. I'm going to do a lot of checking here, but with this hand, the open-ender plus the backdoor flush draw plus the blocker to the other backdoor flush draw, we just need to do some math here now. There's 45.80 in the pot. It's 18 to call. That means we're getting, what, like 2.5 to 1. 2.5 to 1 with an open-ended straight draw and an overcard and a backdoor flush draw. I don't see how we can fold. I'm just going to have way too much equity, and they win unless I get there, which I don't. King, queen suited in the big blind. I'm certainly going to play this against a single raise. I can 3-bet sometimes. I can squeeze sometimes. It's probably too good not to squeeze, I think. So we will make it, look at 14. Basically, I'm doing 4 times the raise size plus, you know, this other 450. When we get a call, I think they're going to have a bunch of mid pairs, sort of upper mid pairs. Maybe some suited aces, maybe some like suited broadways, probably good suited aces. Hands like some weaker ones maybe fold. This is pretty decent for their hand and their range, but I think I can probably range bet here. I definitely have a strong, like I have a stronger top of range. We're both going to have top set. I'm going to have all the over pairs, and maybe they'll have like pocket jacks, maybe pocket queens, but I think they maybe 4-bet those a lot. So I like just doing the thing I did. It's called betting. 9-4 offsuit on the button does not make the cut. King 7 suited will be an open raise from the cutoff. Winning the blinds is not a bad result. Jack 6 offsuit will be a fold. 3-6 off. Obviously, we're folding that hand. It is terrible. 8-4 suited in the big blind, I believe, is a little light. This caller, it's tempting. I think 8-5 suited I would play here. 8-4 suited, probably just barely a fold. Queen 8 offsuit in the small blind, I will open raise. If there's a raise ahead of me, of course I will fold. This is the bottom of my open raising range. Queen 7 off, I believe I'm going to fold. I think this is a board that I can bet third pot, probably with range. I am going to certainly bet it with middle pair and second kicker, and just take it down as a fine result. 4-8 suited doesn't quite make the cut in this spot either. If it had folded to me, I believe 5-8 suited is the weakest hand I would raise on the button. Jack 7 offsuit, another very straightforward fold. I'm not even raising this hand from the button. Ace deuce off is also trash. 9-5 suited. Maybe the button. I can raise that, certainly not in the low jack. 10-6 offsuit, I'm just going to auto fold. In limit hold'em, I would raise it. Trying to think the worst hand I would raise there. I think maybe 10-8 offsuit would have been my small blind open raise. Here on the button, 10-8 offsuit is going to be an open raise if it folded to me, which it did not. Pocket sixes, certainly going to raise this from the hijack. I'm going to raise these 100%, I believe, from every position. I'm mixing 2s through 5s from the low jack, and pocket 2s, 3s, and 4s maybe. I'm mixing from the hijack. Pretty good flop. One might call it favorable. I believe about third pot is the way to go here. Against this stack size with about a 4-1, 5-1 SPR, I think it's going to be quite possible to get the chips in. Now, I could bet more. I'm going to bet a sizing tell and bet 666. Whoa, they snap called. Snap called. Okay, maybe they have a queen. Against a queen, I certainly want to win the maximum, so I'm going to shove it here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have bet bigger on the turn. I'm going to just put the chips in, and against a queen, I think I'm always getting called. Against less than a queen, I think it's hard to get called that much. I don't know. All right, so what was that? Jack 3 suited. That's a fold from the low jack, and that concludes our session. Well, that was plus $32.62 in 17 minutes. Pretty good hourly. I'll take it. Thanks so much for watching, and please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some hardcore analysis.